And now for a review of what's making the headlines in the papers this morning, let's bring in Arise analyst, Dr. Constance Ikoku. Good morning, Constance.
A very good morning to you, Charles. Good to see you today.
Good to see you too.
And good morning to you, Nkechi.
Good morning, Dr. Ikoku. You were missed yesterday.
Oh, I think you guys did wonderful.
Thank you. Welcome back.
Thank you very much. To look at the papers with us today, we have Mr. Hamza Idris. He is editor-in-chief, acting editor-in-chief, and acting editor-in-chief of Daily Trust newspaper. You're welcome to join us today.
Thank you, Doctor, and I'm happy to be here.
Hello there, and welcome to the program. We'll begin with this day. Here we have IMF, FG needs to rework 2025 budget to accommodate lower oil prices. And the other story we'll be looking at on this day is Tinubu seeks synergy between Africans and people of her descent for better future. We know that the budget was based on the benchmark of $75 per barrel, while the product hovers around $68 per barrel now. This benchmark was a concern way before the budget was finalized and passed, and now we're here. And then as for St. Lucia, the president is still there in that island country. It was supposed to be a 2-day working visit and a vacation. So now the president wears the toga of Afrocentrism. He says he's Afrocentric and is trying to make sure that there is that collaboration between continents. Hamza, how would you respond to these two stories we have in this day today?
Yes, of course, Doctor, for the first one, it's a very big challenge for Nigeria because a lot of expectations. Looking at the poverty level, Nigerians expect the government to be proactive. But are we proactive? I don't think so. We rely heavily till today on oil, and now the prices are plummeting, meaning that we have to think outside the box to fill the gaps. And how are we going to do that? Why is the savings of the subsidy so far since 2023 when they removed it? Nigerians are asking, and no answers from anywhere. So it's a big challenge as far as this wallowing up is concerned. The president, the National Assembly, the governors, they have to prioritize so that the citizens will start feeling the impact of the budget. It's a yearly ritual, so some citizens don't even pay attention to it because they see it as paperwork and nothing else. And for the president's visit to that small island, a country is a country, depending on what it offers. But we expected the president of that country to pay a visit to Nigeria first. I don't have the facts, but let's say Tinubu's Ali Chaguri is actually an ambassador of that country, and he must have been instrumental to that visit. I don't have the facts, but then we've seen the pictures. What will they give? Someone said the whole of that country is less than the size of a portion of Lagos State in terms of is it the GDP, the population, and all that. But then collaboration all over the world is welcomed. We hope that the president, after the visit and the holiday, he will come back with something to offer millions of Nigerians who have high hopes when he was elected in 2023.
All right, I'm sure the president will be back soon. Let's look at Vanguard newspaper. 2027, Atiku Obi Amechi El-Rufai, others take over ADC. That story also features in the Punch with the caption 2027 elections, Atiku Obi Mark launch ADC to unseat Tinubu. Notable there in the rider is over 20 ex-governors, ex-APC, PDP bigwigs, Buhari's ministers join coalition, ADC faction rejects takeover. And if we return briefly to this day, which has it as a leading story actually, there's a photo there on the front page which says, the men who want to unseat the president Hamzat, there's a lot of X this and X that, majority of them X something. Is this the disruption that will torpedo President Tinubu?
Well, first, I think it's good news that at last we have some people coming together, looking at the problems bedeviling other political parties like the PDP. Now you have some people taking over one of the political parties to say, okay, this is our platform to make a difference. But the snag here is they are actually strange bedfellows. They all have their different persuasions. They have served under one administration or the other. Will Nigerians trust them? This is the big question that we should ask. Of course, we are happy. We have some people who are willing to challenge the hegemony of the ruling APC. You know, a few weeks ago, it was really frightening, the manner at which people, you know, moving, including serving governors. You begin to wonder, what is there? Yes, moving to the APC. There are allegations that they've been promised smooth sail to get second term and all that. But then this ex-governor, ex-minister, ex-DG here, now, will they finally agree? Because if they all have ambitions, and unless they strongly believe that they will make a difference and they have a clear leadership. Ahead of 2015, there was clear leadership when, including serving governors, you know, formed the APC. They knew that there was a leader, Buhari, and they rallied around him. But for now, we have Atiku, we have Obi, who went there with a template that, okay, if they give him, he will serve only one term. But will Atiku allow him? And you also have other ambitious politicians, Tambuwal and all that. But I'm happy. You can see David Mark there, a very quiet person. Yeah, he rarely speaks out. And, but this time around, you can see him that the APC has failed and all that, which is a sign of some hope. But my fear is that there will be implosion in the political party. And a very good example was how Konkoso, you know, adopted NNPP, political party formed around 2001 or thereabout. Now the owners, they said, look, you have to leave our party for us. So ADC 2 is almost 20 years old. I think it was formed in 2005. And already maybe Kachuku, who was the presidential candidate, said, look, these people are hijackers. Why would they just come, you know, ask all the leadership in the states and all that to drop out and then give way for new people? So it's a very big challenge for them. They have to do their homework to see that they coalesce into a force. Some must shape their ambition, and then they must have a clear leadership for them to succeed.
There's another, that story has another leg in Daily Trust. If we can pull up Daily Trust. There it says 2027 coalition adopts ADC, but let's focus on the rider, which here says PDP threatens to sanction members promoting group. I mean, just isn't that a little too late for sanctions? They couldn't discipline erring members sabotaging the party all these years. Do they have the stomach to do this now, and does it even make any difference?
Funnily enough, that actually contradicts the story we have this morning, in which the PDP national chairman was appealing, not threatening, appealing to the members of the People's Democratic Party who have joined the coalition to return to the fold, because they have put their house in order and they are ready to accommodate the members who have hightailed it. So you see, I mean, I really don't understand where the paper got that part of the story from, but we have it, you know, with video evidence that Damagum is asking the members who have left to return. So the issue of, you know, discipline, well, I am not sure where that is coming from. And, you know, it makes sense that threatening members who are already on their way out or floating another coalition is absolutely a moot point. I mean, you cannot threaten someone who is no longer in your fold again. That doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah. Okay, moving on to New Telegraph. Reps step down Senate bills, protest delay of 146 House bills. There was a heated debate yesterday, and the lower chamber says the upper chamber must treat bills sent to them for concurrence urgently. If not, they will have to delay their own bills to Nkechia. Tit for tat.
Tit for tat.
Yeah, it's what we're seeing here, and this has implications definitely.
You know, when we took that story earlier, I think in the first hour, Charles and I were actually talking about it. You see, this is the issue we have in Nigeria. You're stepping down bills just because the Senate is not taking your own bill or not moving your own bills quickly, not based on the merit. Excuse me. And they even said by themselves, look, if we start doing this, then a lot of important bills will be stalled. A lot of important things that are supposed to move the country forward will be stalled. But they went ahead to all agree. So I think we should start taking things based on their merit and not do me, I do you. We're not playing games here.
Harry, do me, I do you.
As they say.
Yeah, so Nigerian. Well, serious matters in the National Assembly. They work for Nigerians, and it shouldn't be about themselves. Okay, Daily Independent. Niger flood, 600 missing victims, now presumed dead, according to reps. A related story in The Guardian says that lawmakers warn of disease outbreak in Mokwa. That's the aftermath of the flood. What a disaster, Hamza. The House of Reps has urged the federal government to try to improve flood and other disaster control infrastructure. We know that there was another 200 that are injured, and then of course there was earlier 500 people confirmed already dead, and over 4,000 houses destroyed.
Really sad. Of course, I will comment on this, but I want to clear, our rider, because I come from the Daily Trust.
Trust, yes.
Yeah, it's from the same Damagum that we got that part of the story. They will sanction, because you can see that during that meeting, some of the PDP members played the ostrich. They are yet to resign.
Yes.
So they are neither here nor there. And I think it's from that perspective that Damagum says that they will take action on them. Now back to Mokwa. It's really sad that in Nigeria we don't take predictions seriously. NIMET spoke long before the calamity, and the state government. I was appalled when I saw the governor, jetting out of the country at a time when that catastrophe happened. He only sent his deputy to come back. Of course, he will not bring back lives, but then his presence will have given some aura of seriousness. Beyond that, this is a recurrent decimal. People who live around the coastal line, nobody talks to them. And even if you evacuate them, immediately after the rains, they will come back. And it's like Niger is now becoming hub for dead bodies. Up to now, they are yet to recover at the pit, the mining pits there. Many people, and they have been forgotten. Now, these 600 people, in some places, someone must resign. And somebody must pay a price. But then we are now moving on that, okay, they are presumed dead. 600 lives.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, so it's really sad. We must take life seriously.
It is, and I think it's a double whammy, and you're right, Mr. Idris, because yes, you have nature's fury. It comes in, people's lives are lost, and we try to, or the government tries to compensate those lives. But there's the other side, the failure of preparedness. The people that are alive, the people that survive, the children that are torn away from their families, what are we doing for them? Homes that are lost, businesses. I think on one of our reports, or I read somewhere, one of the, survivors was saying, look, yes, we're alive, but we don't know if we have a life at this moment because we don't have anything, we don't have anywhere to go. So that's a two-part thing, prevention, and also what do you do after the fact as well?
Exactly, that's where my surprise comes in. after that sort of natural disaster, I thought that all forms of relief will be mobilized to provide succor for the victims. Now I'm hearing that the House of Representatives is warning of the potential of the outbreak of a major disease in Mokwa. Mokwa was in the news because of that flood, and I was expecting that after that, then, of course, we were negligent enough to allow that place to be hit by that flood, but then in the aftermath, something had needed to be done to ensure that, one, there was the prevention of a repeat, and then for the victims, they had to be properly rehabilitated, and that wasn't done. It appears that Mokwa right afterwards has been neglected immediately, and we're still in the middle of the rainy season. So, I mean, I think we should take that area a lot more seriously.
Last leadership newspaper, Wike to meet stakeholders over primary schools. The meeting is expected today. About time. I mean, there have been comments that if you're building infrastructure, you should also take care of education. However, according to this report, the minister did say that the local councils are responsible for the payment of salaries in the FCT. He has proposed a solution, though. He would take off, or the FCT would take off 60% of that payment, while the councils will settle 40%. So at least we have a solution here. Then on to the Daily Times. Why we chose ADC to fight Tinubu's civilian dictatorship, a mark. And then at the top mass there we have Supreme Court reverse judgment in Edo governorship election appeal. In other papers it said it was postponed indefinitely, so we're going to hear more about that judgment. And then we have Daily Sun. They're still on the coalition, and then the IMF story as well, advising Nigeria on the 2025 budget. Tension and worry as Ishekiri threatened to shut down oil facilities in protest against INEC's final report. Then don't take advantage of Kano's detention to cause trouble in the southeast. IPOB warns Biafra agitators. On to the international headlines. A Daily Graphic. President starts 24-hour economy. President John Mahama has unveiled an ambitious plan to keep the nation's engines running around the clock. That's a flagship transformation blueprint that he has. I remember the first time I went to the US, Hamza. I was surprised to see that everything was 24 hours. It was, and there was a night economy. I think that leads to creation of jobs, and it also leads to a vibrant economy. The only thing is that you have to provide security and other services at that time of the night. Quick comments here.
You see, we are laid back. This is the summary. I also travel widely. Go to China, for instance. As big as that country is, you can travel 1,000 miles. And, I'm part of because you know that you are well secured. But here, still battling. You know, most likely we are on Gen now. So for us to get it right, we have to get the electricity right. We also have to get our, the value of our currency right. I was shocked. I went to Russia last year, and it was tough for me to spend my dollars. They were looking at me with disdain when I showcased the US dollar. They give you more respect when you show any of the currency of the BRICS.
Yeah.
So they were able to come together to now have something to say, okay, this is ours. I wanted to take tea at the airport, but I could not, because you cannot just change the dollar just the way we do it at Zone 4. And then in some places, leaders are held to account. If you say, okay, you will succeed, you want to do this, there must be timeline. But here, just look at the budget. You know, we are now running, is it 3 or 4 different budgets? And then we find it difficult to analyze any of them. We have to be serious from top to bottom.
I mean, here on Arise News, we run a 24-hour station.
Oh, yes,
shift.
it's true. It's true. We're part of the night economy.
We also do that.
I love that.
Outside here, I mean, the country goes to sleep after midnight, right?
No. You know, to be honest, the Abuja runs quite a 24-hour. Not to say
well.
that I'm out at night,
Abuja,
but it does.
Abuja and Lagos maybe, but
It does even more.
elsewhere in the
It does
country.
even more than Lagos.
All
Abuja, I
right,
know,
we have to
definitely.
move on from that story. The Citizen newspaper, Juju to back DA against Cyril, vote of no confidence, SA to have a white president. That government of national unity is shaky, and the EFF says it will back the DA against Cyril Ramaphosa, who is the president. Interesting turn of events in South Africa. We'll be watching that for you. We don't have time to discuss it, but let's go to the British papers that are dominated today heavily with the tears of Rachel Reeves, who is the Chancellor of the Exchequer. Let's start with the Daily Telegraph. Pounds falls after Reeves' tears. And moving on to Daily Mail. What or who caused the tears that sparked turmoil in the markets? And the Times, Reeves battles doubters after PM spooks market. So, you know, during the question and answer section in the parliament, she was full of tears, and people are saying, you know, she's been shaken by the job as a chancellor. She has a over £5 billion hole to fill. Not much. We don't have time to discuss that much. But let's go to our final story, Daily Star. That is regarding the rap star Diddy. Verdict is out. He's guilty of prostitution charges, but not guilty of racketeering and sex trafficking. Kechi, if you want to comment, do you think this has done irreparable damage to his brand?
You know, he'll always be known as that embattled music mogul, businessman, entrepreneur that went through this legal battle. And to be honest, I don't even think this is the end. Yes, he was acquitted of some of the more serious charges, sex trafficking, racketeering, but was also convicted of promoting prostitution, and might see himself spending 10, 20 years in prison. So yes, there's definitely damage being done on whatever sort of name that he has built. His family is also seeing, I saw two of his daughters coming out of court last week. They were crying. So there's obviously a lot of damage done. Also a lot of damage to his victims as well.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, that's the case. Okay, Mr. Hamza Idris, I want to get your title correct now. Acting Editor-in-Chief and Chairman Editorial Board of Daily Trust newspaper.
Correct.
It's a pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for making the time to join us.
Thank you very much for inviting me, and I hope to be here.
Yes, please come again.
We're always welcome, our analysts. And thank you so much, Dr. Constance Ikoku, for joining us today on Daybreak after leaving us yesterday. That's all the time we have for you on Daybreak. It's goodbye from me. I'm Nkechi Nana.
And do keep it here on Daybreak. The morning show is up next. I'm Charles Eruka. Have a great morning.